Spider-Man is an iconic character in pop culture. Why? Where does he spend his money? Come on over and enjoy the video to find out. Before we begin, if you don't subscribe yet, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. Everyone is rumored to be in Spider-Man No Way Home. The big Spidey payday goes well with a fleet of luxury cars. He was one of many children who went through the rigorous training process for Billy Elliot. Those skills proved to be his ace in the hole. A backflip during his audition landed him the role of Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What happens when you skyrocket from a stage star to one of Hollywood's biggest names worth $15 million? You buy a lot of cars? Of course. Tom went from appearing in Audi commercials to owning a fleet of Audis. He owns an Audi RS7 for $115,000, an Audi Q7 for $56,895, an Audi RS7 Sportback for $114,000 and an Audi R8 for $145,000. Sportback is obviously the best since it looks like a Spider-Man commercial. In fact, it even has Spider-Man on the license plate. They even said it's basically Spider-Man Endgame. Will Audi come out with a new car soon? The only thing Marvel and Sony seem to agree on is that they want Tom Holland to be Spider-Man for the rest of his life. It seems like the final verdict will depend a lot on how that Uncharted movie goes. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 didn't exactly do Jamie Foxx any favors even though he landed a job in a Spider-Man movie in the past. He's getting another chance to play Electro. Where does he spend $150 million he's amassed over the years? Naturally, on an epic car collection. They include a $2 million Bugatti Veyron, a $185,000 Resonate van that looks like a freaking Batmobile, and a $33,000 Vanderhall Venice. He also owns a Lamborghini Gallardo worth up to $200,000, a McLaren 570s worth $191,000, and a Porsche Boxster worth $100,100. Fox's fleet will only grow in prestige after Way Home does not drop. Before the MCU made Spider-Man movies, director Sam Raimi and actor Tobey Maguire starred in the first Spider-Man film. No one's sure if Tobey Maguire is in No Way Home, but I refuse to believe he's not. Tobey was just the kid from Pleasantville before Spider-Man, and since then he has been the guy from Great Gatsby who isn't Leonardo DiCaprio. In a very busy career, Maguire has amassed $75 million. His Mercedes S400 is worth over $100,000. Is it because he drives it so much? It's not for a nice reason. Maguire driving the Mercedes in front of paparazzi has become more famous than his Seabiscuit performance. When confronted with hundreds of flashing cameras, the actor apparently loses it. He cursed them out, which seemed like a compromise from his first instinct, which was to run them down. Finding out how kind and honest Tobey is in real life makes me appreciate his acting even more. He's the nicest, most mild-mannered Peter Parker. Doctor Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, has been a great addition to the MCU. Cumberbatch led Sherlock to $40 million, which he clearly spent on fine cars. It's illegal not to. We have a Jaguar F-Type worth $73,100, a Jaguar XJ worth $151,000, a Mercedes S-Class worth over $300,000, a MGS worth $20,000, and a Lamborghini Urus for X4 worth $468,000. I would be disappointed if his garage isn't called the Sanctum Sanctuarium. He even got to show off his driving skills on Top Gear. He's pretty competitive, so much so that I think he almost drove off the road on his last lap. He poisoned himself 3 times with nicotine to get the power of the dog, so I don't know how much career he has left. Doctor Strange, you think the first 2 times were enough? Although those aren't the best Spidey films, Garfield seems like such a genuinely nice guy. I hope No Way Home will provide some closure for his years as Peter Parker. Like any big screen superhero, he has spent his $13 million on some fine cars. Besides the Audi A7, he has a Porsche Panamera worth $113,000 and a Chevy Equinox LTZ worth $27,000. If Spider-Man joined the MCU, I wonder how many cars he'd have. He thinks Tony Stark wouldn't have cared for Peter. He's on Team Cap and in the Civil War. Garfield is enjoying resurgence in his career right now, thanks to movies like Tick Tick Boom and The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Maybe a little Spidey cameo will bring him back. Despite being one of Hollywood's biggest names, Zendaya feels like her career is just beginning. It began with roles in iCarly toy commercials. The result was a role in Disney's Shake It Up. Then came a solo music career, a Disney Channel original movie, and most importantly a season on Dancing with the Stars. How do you go from Disney Channel star to Disney movie star? The MCU landed her a role in Spider-Man Homecoming as MJ, which exploded her popularity to the point where everything she touches becomes gold. The Greatest Showman, Euphoria, Dune, Malcolm and Marie are a few of her stops on the path to superstardom. Honestly, I think she's more famous for being Zendaya in any role she's played so far. It is news for millions of people every time she walks down a red carpet. Grace's style and tell it like it is attitude have proven infectious. The same goes for any post about her real and fictional boyfriend Tom Holland. Of course, the internet is obsessed with her car collection. She spent her $15 million on the kind of car you'd think she would like. Mercedes E-Class worth $64,000, a Lexus RC 350 worth $45,000, a Lexus GS worth $61,000, Cadillac Escalade worth $84,000, and Range Rover Vogue worth $92,000. This rising star will likely amass more nice rides every year. Spidey performances made $17.5 million for Tobey Maguire, $1 million for Andrew and $1.5 million for Tom. It's surprising there aren't more cars. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. See you next video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more videos from the Ultra, subscribe and make sure to turn on the bell icon.